I love action figures, sue me, okay? But you know what? There are other great aisles of the toy store, or Target now, that are also pretty cool. And you know what aisle I'm thinking of, right? It's the aisle that sometimes even has two aisles, the Lego aisle. And what I love most about Legos? Star Wars Legos. That is why today I am counting down the top 10 best Star Wars Lego sets of all time, and it starts right now. What's going on, everybody? My name is Matt, often called Big Nerdy, sometimes called a doctor of toyconomics from the University of TRU, sometimes called the hardest working man in toy business. But together we are the NWO, the Nerd World Order, and this is Nerdzoic. Hello, my friends, and welcome all the geeks, dorks, and nerds from around the world. If it's our first time meeting, like I said, my name's Matt. This is my channel. Sometimes I'll talk about toys. Okay, most of the time I talk about toys. Sometimes I'll talk about toy commentary and make people angry. Hey, sometimes I just talk about random nerd stuff.
Think the average stormtrooper knows how to install a toilet main? All they know is killing in white uniforms.
And you can pretty much always count on random movie references that kind of fit, but also don't, and dad jokes, because I'm an elder nerd, okay? Today we're going down a different path. We're looking at Legos. That's right, the high-quality plastic binding brick company that we've all come to know and love and has been with us for decades now. Even though Lego's been around for decades at this point, it wasn't until the late 90s that we would get licensed sets for some of our favorite franchises like Marvel, DC, The Simpsons, Harry Potter, and of course, Star Wars. In fact, Star Wars kicked off the licensed Lego era back in 1999 with some original trilogy sets as well as some episode 1 stuff, as you'd expect. Not surprisingly, it took them a little bit of time to get it right. The first couple sets were very basic, vanilla, if you will. But as time went on, the designers and engineers at Lego started to get their feet under them and really picked up the quality. And what exactly did we get? Well, we got some amazing Lego ships, creatures, playsets, and other things that we hold near and dear to our heart. Now, as far as how I compiled this top 10 list, here are the rules. There are no rules. That's right, this is strictly based on my opinion, man, so it can't be wrong. I do mention values on each one of these, and that is actually the cost to acquire now, how much the average cost is. And for those of you who might not know me, you might be like, what's this guy, some kind of like toy economist? A little bit, but I blame Toy Fair magazine. From back in the day, this was a price guide that came out every month, and I'd thumb through it, read all the little articles, because of course I read the articles. And of course, I had to go through the price guide and be like, oh look, Lando appreciated $2, my toy stock's up. I'm a nerd, okay? As far as the values that we get, they're coming from Brickonomy and Brickset, which are sort of like the Lego version of Action Figure 411. Now, as per usual, I do have an honorable mention, but this is kind of like honorable mentions all in one. That's because it is Star Destroyers. So there are a few Star Destroyers and cruisers that we've gotten over the years in Lego form, and it will be kind of hard to pick just one. For example, the UCS Star Destroyer is massive, and it doesn't have any playset features except for the couple minifigures, but it's awesome. The Executor class Star Destroyer is also pretty amazing, but it could honestly use an update at this point because, you know, you need it to go headfirst into a Lego Death Star. The most recent playset Imperial Star Destroyer is cool, but it could have just been a little bit bigger. So for that reason, none of these guys made it into the top 10. Who did make it into the top 10? I don't know. Roll it. Roll it's like what they say on a set, isn't it? It's not? I don't know. Coming in at number 10 is the Razor Crest. This originally went for $130, and it's actually still available on Lego.com and Amazon. This released in August of 2020, and it's of course based on the Mandalorian starship in The Mandalorian, of course. This set had 1,023 pieces, which is also my wife's birthday, 10/23, so that's easy for me to remember. I like that. And it had a bunch of minifigures, including Griff Karga, aka Apollo Creed, Mando, Grogu, a Scout Trooper, and IG-11. This Razor Crest even included some prisoners frozen in carbonite to display in the cargo hold, because he doesn't care. He could take you in warm or he could take you in cold. It's all the same to him. One of the great things about Lego is that they managed to keep their new stuff out on display and available to fans for a pretty decent amount of time. Coming out at number 9 is the 2015 UCS Slave One, or should I say Boba Fett's Starship, or Boba Fett's Fire Spray Gunship. Nope, it's Slave One. This one retailed originally for $200. Now it's up to about $416 to get it new in box, or if you want to buy it open, you can get it for about $375. This was released in January of 2015 and then retired later in December of 2018. This puppy has 1,996 pieces and is just beautiful. It comes with Boba Fett, it comes with Han and Carbonite, a Stormtrooper, a Bespin. Why am I talking like Pat Patterson? I don't know. The details on this thing are really nice. It comes with some really nice placard stickers, and it scales really well. I love this thing. Coming in at number 8 is the Mos Eisley Cantina. Never will you find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Sorry, that just happened. This was released in October of 2020 and is still available at retail, meaning it has yet to be retired. This is a big set coming in at over 3,000 pieces with 3,187. It's also not a cheap set, currently going for $350, and that's retail. I don't even want to think about what the aftermarket's going to be on this thing. The unique minifigures that come with this set is what really makes this one shine. There are so many classic Cantina aliens, the nostalgia factor's huge here. You also get some fun random stuff with this set that we see in the background, like speeders and a little Jawa shop. Coming in at number 7 is the UCS Imperial Shuttle. This is an older set that was released in September of 2010 and retired in December of 2012, and because of that, it's pretty expensive. Originally, this thing went for $260. Now, to pick it up new in box, $915. If you can settle for an open box that might be complete, $650, so not cheap. This is a mid-size set with about 2,500 pieces. It did come with some cool minifigures, of course. It got Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, a Stormtrooper, and this is by far the best Imperial Shuttle ever released, followed closely by the Shuttle Tidarium that was released with the Rebel crew back in 2015. I do gotta admit, the minifigures are a bit lacking here considering its year of release. This isn't like it's a 90s set or an early 2000s. For example, there's no leg or arm printing, so yeah, it's kind of weak. They did release a $70 shuttle just last year that was okay for the price, I guess, but it lacked a lot in design and size. It just wasn't the same. If they released another one at the UCS scale, it would sell like crazy. I'm telling you right now, it's like printing cash in Lego bricks, I guess. Coming in at number 6 is the Turbo Tank. This set was released in June of 2010 and retired in July of 2012. It originally went for $119 and is currently going for about $300 sealed and $192 used. And when you think about it, that's not too crazy of a markup considering inflation and the fact that we haven't seen a Turbo Tank in years. The piece count on this thing is just over 1,100, and this one is really all about the minifigs. You got Ahsoka, you got Sakura, you got Anakin, you got Cad Bane, you got some troopers, you got Big Nerd. You don't have Big Nerdy in there, but you should. Put me in the set, Lego. I'm ready, coach. Put me in. Hell, this Cad Bane minifigure alone sells for about $40, so it really isn't a bad deal buying the whole thing. I mean, I'd much rather pay retail, but hey, what are you gonna do? I would love to get another one of these, but also throw in some new minifigures like Commander Gree, Yoda, a Kashyyyk Trooper, maybe some Wookiees. I could play a Wookiee. I could totally pull it off. No hair here, but I'm covered everywhere else. Coming in at number 5 is the Republic Dropship with ATOT. This is set number 10,195, retailed at $250, and is currently sitting at about $1,300 new in box, or about $750 opened. Wow, that's a lot of money. This was released in May of 2009 and retired in December 2011. It had just over 1,700 pieces, and it came with 8 minifigs that included Phase 1 clones and a clone pilot. This is a massive set that I guess you'd also consider to be like a Lego army builder? Sure. I love the decal on the side of this thing showing a clone arm ripping a battle droid's head off. It's kind of violent. Human on machine violence. That's okay. Coming in at number 4 is the UCS Millennium Falcon. This amazing set was released back in 2017 and it still has not been retired. It's still available at retail. Don't get too excited though, because retail price is $800. That said, it kind of makes sense that it's $800 because it's 7,500 pieces. The detail on this thing is truly astonishing. It scales perfectly with minifigures and the interior is just incredible. This is a set that even non-Lego collectors get their hands on as a centerpiece for their collection. Even as someone who is not a Lego collector, I would love to pick this up for myself sometime this year. But that price tag, yeah, that's huge. But imagine what that price tag is going to be if and when they retire this set. Coming in at number 3 is Vader's Castle. This was released in December of 2018 and was just recently retired. You can currently pick it up for about $170, which isn't too much over the original retail price of $130. With over 1,050 pieces, this one includes minifigures such as Darth Vader, a back-to-tank Darth Vader, 2 Imperial guards, a unique transport trooper, and a mouse droid. This set includes all kinds of cool hidden stuff, including Kyber crystals, Sith statues, a Sith holocron, and a mini version of Vader's TIE Fighter. Just look at the lava that's pulling out of the front of this thing. It's amazing. Now, something tells me that the value of this thing is going to skyrocket if it happens to show up in any way in the Obi-Wan series that's coming in just a few weeks at this point. Coming in at number 2 is the Clone Gunship that was released in 2013 and then retired in December of 2014. Originally retailing for $120, picking this guy up new is going to cost you a little bit over $450. An open box will cost you about $300. As far as Lego goes, this is the gold standard of clone gunships. We currently have a UCS gunship which is still available and it's awesome, but it just doesn't scale with the minifigures right. The UCS set only comes with 2 minifigures also, whereas this one comes with 7. More specifically,
Obi-Wan, Anakin, Padme, a clone commander, and 2 super battle droids.
Since, once again, it's been 20 years since Attack of the Clones. Maybe it's time to do it again, folks. Alright, time for number 1. What is Big Nerdy's number 1 favorite / best LEGO Star Wars set of all time? It's time to find out. Coming in at number 1 is the UCS AT-AT. Originally released in November of 2021, it is still available and has yet to be retired. It retails for a jaw-dropping $800. It comes with a couple of snow speeders and a web cannon, and unlike a lot of the other UCS sets, this thing scales perfectly with the minifigures and it's massive. Producer Tom's awesome girlfriend recently bought him one of these sets, and for some reason the guy has not put a ring on his finger. What are you waiting for, dude? Get that ring. In fact, just show her this video and make it a proposal. I don't know. Everybody comment below and tell Tom to get on that. And when you're done yelling at Tom, watch this video here about why I collect toys. And remember, you have to get old, but you don't have to grow up. All you gotta do is be cool and stay nerdy. Later.